Good morning and welcome to Live with Joan and Learn to Communicate with Animals with Joan. And we'll see who shows up. I'm here with my animals and Yasmin is on the iPad and she's getting her coffee because she was jealous about mine. And what else? It's a beautiful morning in sunny Southern California. I can quickly show you just how beautiful it is today. Looking out over there, and we hiked all through there, so I have sleeping dogs everywhere you look, right? We just got back from our hike, so we went way up into the hills. That's what we do. So anyway, there we go. I'm making everybody dizzy. Oh no. There we go. You can't believe what you missed it, Yasmin.
What happened?
We went completely upside down. I showed everybody outside and we went upside down. Anyway, here we are.
That was a good headstand for the morning. It's fine.
It was. I did a headstand this morning. I did my, I did an inversion this morning. So anyway, did a little yoga. Maybe you could tell us who's here?
Yes, I'm going to check and see there are people jumping on.
And did everyone like going upside down?
Let's see. Hang on 1 second.
I hear my ravens screaming about something. Okay. You're not checking?
Let's see. Who's jumping on? Hang on a second. I've got a delay here. Just 1 second.
Maybe you'll see the flip of the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here today to talk about all things energy. And it's one of my favorite, kind of breaking it down like this is one of my favorite things to do. So who's here?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Leslie Williams.
Oh.
Shannon's here. Hey, Shannon.
Good morning, good morning.
Rebecca Winters, Susie Morrow.
Good morning.
Chris is here. Kristen Hayberg, Sandy's here.
Hello.
Cheryl Cook.
Hi, Cheryl.
Tanya. Kristen, again, I missed the inversion, but it sounds amazing.
It was good, I think.
Upside down.
Yeah, you landed on the floor, and
Ellie Lax is here.
Hi, Ellie.
Oh, so good. Robin Leslie, hi from Seattle.
Hi, Robin.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of jumping on.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff, and I just want to introduce myself if you're new to me. Most of you are not, but if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And it's a school for people to learn about animal communication or become an animal communicator, to learn about energy healing or become an energy healer, and to learn about nature and wildlife, and to become some sort of a practitioner. And that I've got so much exciting news about. Anyway, back to today. We've got an Energy Healing for Animals class starting this Thursday, so we're very excited about that. People in the big program, some people will go through it for the first time, some people will go through it for the second time, and then we've just got a lot of fun things coming up first of the year. And I might just give you a little tidbit. So we have the nature and wildlife is really starting to come together in March. We're going to start animal behavior in the wild with our own primatologist, Wendy Cundiff, and she's been a teacher with the school for a few years. And then in the fall, we're going to have animal communication in zoos and sanctuaries. So that's next fall. We're going to have we're reinstating an animal communication in rescues. That's coming up soon. And then we've got people, let's see, we're talking about doing it in sanctuaries like the Gentle Barn. We've got a flower essence class coming up. We've got subtle energies with Marie Christine. So next year it's going to look like a full-on university, and that's been my dream. So I'm really excited about how much is coming together and how much people, my teachers are stepping up with classes of their own, like Marie Christine. And I have a friend who's staying with me. We're putting together a flower essence course, and she can even do an herbs course. We're looking at planting here in the native plants of the area, so we may expand into that. And for me, the nature and wildlife part of the school is all about as above, so below. So it's like we're that thing in between heavens and the earth, and how do we stay divine and yet keep the divinity here on the planet, that we keep this earth as beautiful as we can. And so really, as much as we're going to focus on communicating with wildlife and things like that, and being with wildlife and communing with wildlife, it also is going to be a lot about nature. And that's, as everybody knows, a big passion of mine and something I partake in every day as much as I can. So today we're going to talk about energy. Did anyone else come on? Any comments? Questions?
Yeah, there are quite a few people jumping on still. Vish Goswan came on.
Hello?
He is from Dallas. Sorry.
Nami and Vish?
Yes, Nami from
They're both
Dallas.
in AC level 1. One's in the morning and one's in or maybe they're in the same class. One's in the... Anyway, they're in AC level 1 on Wednesdays.
Yes. Yeah, Afton can't wait for the new stuff. Shannon's so excited for the new classes.
Well, Afton, you're going to be we have no idea. You've been talked about in every meeting in the last week because I know you're going to be helping us. And Claudia will be reaching out to you. So we've got so much stuff. I'm so excited. Okay, so I wanted to... I really love talking about energy. I mean, we're about to launch into this class, Energy Healing for Animals, and in that class, we really focus on things like, EFT and the scalar wave, and a bit about energy fields. So one of the most important things, though, that I think about is who are you being with your energy? So we can do all these techniques, but who are you being with your energy? And if we are being our best self, so to speak, I like to think that, all the tools that I have in the morning, like whether it's jumping rope or hiking, it's Tuesday, so it's a hike day, my meditation, all of that, it's all part of shaping me to be the best I can be today. And let me tell you, I had things like, Ellie and a few other people that are on this know how lively my dog Delilah is when it's time to go on a hike. And this morning, I just had thing after thing after thing. Like she stepped on my bad toe. She was so excited she just slammed down on my bad toe. So it's like I was so excited about today because I was excited to do this, and then you can't even believe what I'm going to do in animal medical intuition today. So my advanced class is getting a real treat in the morning. And then we have a very special case this evening. So I'm so excited for Tuesday. I always am because I get to be here. And then I have my advanced students. And yet I sat there and had the dog step on my toe. Just little things. The garbage wasn't out. I just had all kinds of things. And the thing that I have going for me is I have these tools. And so one of the little tools that I ended up using today, I was thinking about it because like the dog stepped on my toe. I tripped on a rope down in my hay shed. I had like little things that I just don't have, but it reminded me of where I want to start today, because one of my favorite tools is about balancing your polarity. So I want to show you on myself, and then I'll show you on one of my dogs. And the first thing is let's talk about what throws off your polarity. And does anyone know? It'd be fun for people to type in what they think throws their polarity off, because it's an important thing to know about yourself and how to ground your animals and how to even see it with your animals. So does anyone have any ideas about polarity? What could throw your polarity off? And what is your polarity? I bet Susie's got some answers in there about polarity. It's always good to have our resident nurse with us. But it's, is anyone typing in, or is everybody just riveted?
Yeah, and I'm tapping in. Let's see. Charlie says, let's see, stress and worry.
Stress and worry is a perfect thing. Perfect.
Charlie, that was Erin. Charlie says, throws off my polarity when I feel disrespected.
That's a good one.
Or cheated by someone. Robin
So,
says,
wait, let's back up real quick. So, Erin says stress and worry, and Charlie says feeling cheated or disrespected. So, emotional are when we have something going on, because something like that can create a loop, right? So we get in a loop and then we're kind of off. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Robin going into judgment.
Yeah, that's
Shannon,
a good one.
Driving.
You know, when you think about driving, we're in this little metal can going 60 miles an hour, and our aura's like, wait, what happened? I'm right here. So, and flying is another one that can really, so I do like several things the minute I get on the plane. I do my polarity, I do scalar wave, and then I do my ting points, which are things that we learn in the Jill and Joan acupressure courses. So I literally, those three things, I might look like I'm nervous or something, and I'm really just grounding so that I have, and I rarely get jet lag. I mean, people know that I kind of pop off the plane pretty like, okay, let's go. But I have those tools. Of course, I haven't flown in forever, but I used to fly once a month. What else?
Let's see. Nami says negative energy. Shannon says again, poor eating.
Poor eating can really throw your polarity off, yeah. What else?
Getting scared and leaving your body.
Getting scared and leaving your body. That's something our animals do even more than we do, because our thoughts can kind of put us back in our body, but animals can stay in a fight or flight in a way that then when they leave their body enough times, like, you know, super timid animals, they almost have an easy access out. And, you know, the next thing we're going to do is definitely helps animals that leave their body. But, you know, sometimes some of these thoughts can kind of ground us back in. Okay, go ahead. These are really good. So,
let's see, who else there? Yeah. Susie Morris says number one, stress, emotional, menopause,
yeah.
health or welfare ones.
Yeah.
Fear.
Fear is a good one. And so, for example, this morning I was in a really good mood, but I was very excited about the day and felt very rested, and yet all these little things showed me that my polarity was off, because one of the things that you do, I mean, I probably spent a good portion of my life with my polarity off, and so your polarity is really balancing out the right and left hemisphere of your being. But like, I'm not clumsy, and yet if I have moments where the dog steps on me, I tripped on a rope in the hay shed, and then I tripped on something else and got tangled in taking off my horse's blanket. Like, little things like that where you're like, okay, stop, because you know it turns into an avalanche of crappy things, right? Like, it goes like this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and you can hear yourself calling your friend and saying, well, first I fell down the stairs, right? Like, it escalates, it cascades. It doesn't ever just stop unless you really take, you know, like Kristen says, get back in your body and say, whoa, okay, stop. I had, my stepson he would get so excited when he would tell a story, you just watch him leave his body. So I would say, give me your foot. And I would slap, stay in your body. Like, he had to be jolted back into his body all the time. But we do that when we have, like, these little things happen. So one of the best things you can do, and it's so simple, and this is what I did when I got tangled in the horse blanket. I put the horse blanket away, I folded it, put it away, took a breath, and thought to myself, here I am going to demonstrate the polarity exercise today. Why don't I just do it now? Because it was not going well. And then still, I was on the phone with Yasmin and I got dragged through a bush. My dogs got excited about something and shot through a bush. And I had, like, I don't know what was poking what. But that's the thing. Like, I still had to really, really ground. Like, for whatever reason today, I need to ground more than I normally do. But we'll start with the little polarity exercise. And were there any other comments there before I just demonstrate? It's the most simple thing you can do.
Let's see. Yeah, for an empath, Vish says taking on others' emotions.
Yes, absolutely. That's a perfect example. And that goes back to what Charlie's saying, like, you know, if somebody's disrespecting or judging us or you know, cheating us, like, it's really their stuff. And yet we take that on. Mm. You know, so whether it's in the form of, like, how somebody feels about us or how somebody's feeling and we pick up on it, like, it's still really theirs. We get to identify how we feel about it, but we don't always do that. We certainly don't do it in the moment. It's hard. I mean, that's, you know, to me, that's, I mean, one of the greatest things about just getting old. But it also is, you know, I can notice how I feel and how I interact with people rather than react. And that's huge. And that comes from, like, well, how do I feel about this? 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 And that, I talk about that all the time. When you're doing animal communication, being able to identify your own feelings and someone else's is key. But when you get to start doing EFT, then it adds a whole other dimension to being able to identify your feelings. Because when you can identify your feelings, you can help somebody identify theirs. And that's a very powerful thing. Okay, so I'm putting both my feet on the ground because God knows I should probably do this. I should just set an alarm and do this all day, every day. And I never have to do this. I mean, I'm pretty grounded in general. But for whatever reason, today, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And that, I'm going to tell you that I didn't. I was in a great mood. I wake up in a pretty dang good mood every day. But I had too many dogs on one side to disrupt them, and I got out on the other side of the bed than I normally do. And I thought to myself at 5 a.m, I just got out on the wrong side of the bed. So it set me up. So anyway, we're just going to do it. So it's literally taking your 2 fingers, which have a north and south pole, and you're sliding across your forehead from the right side to the left side 6 to 8 times. So that's number 3, 4. I'm not going to confuse you because you've got your own count going on. And if you know me, my favorite number is 8, so I do it 8 times. and it feels really good. And that links up your left and right side. And then, one of the other big things we should be doing it every day if we sit in front of computers. Like I've got advanced animal communication today for an hour and a half to 2 hours at 11. I have meetings online, and then I have 2 meetings online today, and then I have advanced tonight. So that's a lot of computer time. That's like 6 hours easily. So, and I'm sitting here in front of things. So all these EMFs kind of add up to, we're getting the radiation, if you will. So even just doing that when you're sitting in front of the computer, people will think you're just kind of de-stressing, but did anyone feel a difference? Did you ground? Did it do something for you?
Let's see. Julie says, I do the polarity swipe for 12 years on me and the pups since you first taught me. It works great to back into my body. Susie says EFT has changed my world.
Cool. Yeah.
And she says, oh my God, my eyeballs are vibrating. Robin says it's calming. Erin says instant relaxation.
Yeah, it is. It's so bizarre. How about you, Yasmin?
Yeah, instant relaxation and calm, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Susie says always I need to make a sticky note to remind me. Charlie says, yes, felt an internal sigh and everything got a notch clearer.
Cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's big. It's big. I love doing that, and I forget until today when I woke up literally on the wrong side of the bed. So that's that. Now, of course she's sacked out because we went on a huge hike, but my most kind of amped up dog is Penelope. So I'm going to show you how to do it on a dog or a cat or a horse. And today, my advanced class, we're going to be down. We're going to do the class here, and then we'll be down with the horses. I'm so excited about today. That's probably, good excitement can also, send you off the edge. So I was just thinking all morning about how I was going to run the advanced animal communication, and that's probably what threw me off. Okay, Penelope, come here. Penelope, come on. Penelope, come. If you don't want to come, there's someone else that'll demonstrate. Penelope. Okay, Abby. They're all just passed out. Well, I guess I could just take the camera to them. That's what we'll do. I'm not going to risk doing an upside down thing again.
Is your left hand or your right hand? Robin wants to know.
I use my right hand, and you go from the right side to the left side. Now, when you're with a dog, oops, can you see her?
Yeah, now we can see her. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, she didn't want to move. So her right eye is on my left side. So I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we saw the eye soften a bit, and she took a different kind of breath. I mean, she's pretty relaxed as it is, but I'll tell you right now, if somebody were outside the window, she'd be amped in a minute. So it's obviously something I should be doing with her more, right? Anyway, of course, the cats aren't relaxed enough. I'm kidding. It's funny on Tuesdays, well, partly because I my hike day. It's a pretty quiet world around here, generally. I mean, we've had those days where I saw my cat outside the window, you know, the whole thing. So that's my, that's the go-to. You know, I wanted to talk about energy tips, and I'm going to have Marie Christine on soon, because we're going to also, she worked with Donna Eden, taught with Donna Eden, and Marie Christine and I have a really great class coming up. It's really Marie Christine, but I'm, you know, kind of like Jill. I get to co-teach the first one, but I can tell you it's got a lot of techniques like this that really balance out your system and balance out your animal system. And going back to being, who are you being? When I think about the idea that our households are full of us in our stuff, how can our animals be, if, like Vish had said, that, you know, we are empathic, our animals are certainly empathic. Unless we tell them, not your job, just be a dog, it's really hard for our animals not to pick up on our stuff. Now, I set a very strong intention that I want harmony, so I can be whoever I am, but it doesn't have to affect my animals, and my animals can each be who they are, and we can have autonomy. We can each have autonomy and yet be a unit. But if you're not aware of that, a lot of times we can really disrupt our own household. So it comes back down to, who are you being in your household? So, I mean, that's always, and then who are you being, like, I think about it even, think about even Yasmin's been with me on my team of people that hold the school together, and I think I'm being a better leader in my group, right, Yasmin? I was not,
Yeah.
I'm, who am I being is my question every minute of the day. I don't want to be something other than the best I can be as a boss, as a teacher, as a friend, as maybe one day as a girlfriend, but, you know, not today, as an animal guardian. Who am I being? And that's forefront, always. And so then how is my energy? What is my energy being in that moment? And when I think about, as an animal communicator, when I, you know, we talk a lot in the classes about being neutral, but as an animal communicator, working with as many people as I did, it was so important to do the scalar wave and have all these tools that I set up my day with, that I use now still as, you know, a teacher or a boss, and on occasion I still do animal communication, but it's it's having those tools to be able to be at a certain place. And when I think about where I get to with the scalar wave, for example, I can get to such a space, and I bring that space to work. So automatically, that space is why people feel safe in my classes and have great animal communication. Like, I bring that to the work every day. I bring it to the work as an animal communicator, so that when somebody comes with a huge problem, it's just sitting there in the middle, in between us, and it's already, by the first breath that they have when they're in a session with me, we're already transforming it. And I'm not fixing, I'm not doing anything except just listening, but it's because of the state of being that I come with, that I come to this being. And that's what I feel like in the school people are learning. I know that's what they're learning, but that's even just starting with the scalar wave. And I cannot emphasize that enough. And I think Afton could probably say something about that in there. I know Shannon could. And I think there's a few people that are on today that are really starting to feel the power. I mean, the EFT kicks booty for sure. You know, helps people really move behavioral issues. But it's, who am I being? And I just can't say enough about who am I being, because if we can be just one element of peace, right? One element apiece. We're just part of the whole. We will have a ripple effect. The more and more and more and more of us that get on board to be and do this are going to have an effect where we can change things. And that's absolutely where I want to go with this. I mean, that's what all of this is. I always say that animal communication could lead to world peace, and I really believe that. I think if we started treating animals better, we're going to start treating nature better, and we're going to be like, oh, what a novel idea. We could treat each other better. So it starts with who we're being in the world every single day. So does anyone have any comments, questions, observations?
There is some clarification to be had. So that people are asking, do you swipe your hand from your right? You use your right hand and you swipe from right to left. And on animals, is it the other way? You use your left hand and you swipe from left to right?
No, you're swiping from our left to right, but it's their right to left. So it's the same. We're looking at them, so it's the opposite.
I see. Right. And how often can you do the polarity exercise?
Oh my God, if I've got to bounce it, I should be doing it every day on a hike with Delilah, but I can't catch her because I'm walking a kangaroo in the beginning. Like I said, I've already done it twice today. I don't even think about it, and I did it twice today. I'll probably do it after I'm doing that advanced animal communication. They're going to talk to my horse, and then I'm going to take them down to the horses. And in between being on the computer that much, since I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, in order to be safe down there, I'm going to definitely swipe myself as I walk down with a camera. So, yeah. I don't think there's a limit to that. I mean, especially if you're in front of a computer all day, you're flying, you're in traffic, Even watching Netflix all day, you're still getting radiation, right? You're still, sitting in front of a TV. You're still not sitting next to a tree. Maybe if you're sitting next to a tree and watching Netflix all day, then it's different. But I don't know. Anyway, any...
Yeah, so let's see. Comments. Shannon says the scalar helps me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I use it on all my animals, for my clients' animals, and even on other humans, and an injured crane and my tractor.
I've used it on a boat and a car too, so for sure.
Susie said that is a powerful train of thought and so much hope involved in it. What you were speaking about earlier, of just elevating everything, doing this, world peace.
Yeah, that's what I think about every day. When the lion will lay down with the lamb. It just includes everything.
Yep.
All right. So the next thing I was going to talk about is energy-wise, is my favorite go-to, the Bladder Sweep, which I have YouTube videos about. And, of course, my dogs are all so passed out right now again. But I think what I'll do... Could find a cat. But... I will take you to a dog. Taking you to a dog. There's a dog.
So I'm going to read some comments while you find them. Vish said, Rex just let out a big sigh when I did the polarity exercise with him, and he's resting with his eyes closed by me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Susie, she's sweet. I so love you, Joan.
I love Susie. Okay, so the bladder sweep. I know a lot of you have seen this before, but we're going to do it again. So here's the beginning of the bladder meridian, and here's the end. So the bladder sweep is going all the way down the meridian to the end of the foot. 3 times with each foot. Oh, yeah. And this really puts them back in their body. You can see her eye is starting to soften, and she's looking a little like she's drugged. Of course, she bounced around like a kangaroo on her walk. There we go. I'm getting, because I'm not moving her, I'm kind of getting the other leg. Good girl. Good girl. And then I always do 3 to the end of the tail. And you know the tail ends, not always where the hair ends. Little Delilah. Delilah's going to be 10. She's an oversized puppy. Okay. So that's the bladder sweep, and that's one of the most grounding things you can do. And she's just kind of fighting to keep her eyes open right now. I know. Did I say that? Yeah, you can just relax. You're supposed to relax. Finally, 1 little lick, 2 little licks. Okay. You just stay. Oh, I'm going to just teach. All right. So that's that. Let's see if everyone tries that at home.
Yeah, Erin says, "Oh, Mama, that feels so good. Thank you. Thank you for showing us these techniques."
Anyone else trying it at home?
No comments yet.
Okay. Everyone's doing it. They're running around finding an animal to do it on. You should do it on Max.
Yeah, he's not here. I will. He's downstairs. I'm gonna do it on him too.
Her dog, Max, has his own Instagram now. What's it called?
The traveling Yorkie.
The Traveling Yorkie. Yep. All right. No other comments?
Let's see. Yes, we have. Naomi says my cat loved it.
Oh, good.
Nikki, Willow, my border collie has just totally relaxed. Susie says Shadow loved it.
Good.
I did it yesterday, baby. It's magic. Maureen Bissonette says I do that with Matheson method. Light to no touch down the bladder meridian. Charlie says that her cat Shayna never lets her go down her leg, so I have to do it gently above her leg and paw.
Well, and yeah, you know, they're going to still feel the energy even if you're not touching. So that's fine. You know, everybody's got their own thing.
Allie says Frankie passed out.
Hey, Allie. That's cool. Yeah, so all kinds of different ways to ground you and your animal. And you know, I've found a way to do my own bladder sweep. I don't have a tail. I know it's hard to believe. But I do it all the way down my back. I get my other arm and bring it down. And I took a yoga class yesterday online that, oof, I need to be doing a lot of bladder sweeps. Yeah. Any other comments?
Not as yet. Let's see. Oh, Shelley wants to know, is that okay to do with newborn puppies?
Yeah. Boy, they'd be the most grounded puppies on the planet. And not only that, but, you know, it's funny because a lot of people work on the front end when a puppy is teething. And I've learned, I had a little funny thing. I was in a cranial sacral class years ago. The first one I took, I think, was in 2001. And I had a puppy, Olivia, or 2000. Anyway, it was then. And I was in a horse cranial sacral class. And we had like 3 case studies we had to do. And the day that I was supposed to do a case study, it snowed really hard and I got stuck and I couldn't go work on my horse. And so I worked on my dog, Olivia, who was not very old, but was very destructive. And she was just chewing everything. And as a matter of fact, if I would hear her missing, it wasn't that she was off peeing. It was she was chewing like my favorite furniture. And I still have marks on that table over there. Anyway, I did a cranial move. With that week, we were supposed to do 3 animals with just the working on their sacrum. And I worked on that sacrum, and she stopped teething that day. And so the bladder sweep would really connect them up from their front end to their hind end. So with the polarity, we did the left and right hemisphere. But if you think of the bladder sweep, that connects front to hind end. And a dog that's teething is going to be so focused in their mouth that they're just going to want the relief. But if you're able to bring them back, they're going to be more grounded, and that isn't going to be such a need. So I think it'd be fabulous to do on newborn puppies. Are you getting a puppy, Shelley? You were going to get a puppy, I think. Or you were going to breed, I can't remember. Anyway, all sorts of questions for Shelley. So, any other comments?
Andy says, what happens if they roll... Oh, oops, sorry, lost it. What happens if they roll onto their back right away as I start the bladder sweep?
Well, they're certainly relaxed and submissive. And I just always find a way, especially you have small dogs, you know, I find a way to work around it. But and again, all energy needs is intention. So even if you intend, like, oh, I can't quite reach the whole bladder meridian, you can intend to do it and still really ground them.
Loretta said she tried the bladder sweep on herself. Wow, and she's all tingly.
I tell you, I do it all the time. It's a great thing to do even in the shower, right? Like, just do it. It works. It's yeah. Anyway, I love it. What time is it? I have to teach.
Yeah, so it's 15 minutes before the hour.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I'm not getting to any of the other things. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do it. We could do it next week. We could keep going next week. But one thing I want to do is really just take this moment and do a little kind of just being meditation. Just really taking that time to just be for a moment. So I want you to just close your eyes. Placing your feet on the ground. Feeling your feet on the ground. Being aware of the world around you. And now I want you to just really breathe so deeply. Feeling that, following that breath from the inside of your nostrils down all the way down to your belly if you can. So slow. And as the air comes in, your belly expands. And as your belly comes back in, the air slowly comes out. Just concentrate on that for a moment. Now I want you to see yourself in your mind's eye, feeling this quietness. And even if there are things going on around you and you're trying to get more quiet, or you are really quiet but there's loud noises, just allowing yourself to surrender to that experience of noticing rather than having to control it in any way. You're noticing what's going on around you. And as you see yourself in your mind's eye, who do you get to be today? Because coming back to this moment of breath, we can make a choice no matter how far out there our emotions have gotten. We aren't our feelings, we are beings. Who am I going to be today? So as you go through your day, I want you to come back to this moment if it feels like it's running away from you, because we always have the opportunity to ground back into who we really want to be. So go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes. Come back into the room. And if you want to share who you get to be today, I want to be a great teacher today. That's what I want to be. And that's what I get to do. So If you want to share who you want to be, I'll be checking in. I teach both classes today, so I won't be able to. I have a break at 1, so I will sneak a peek. I'd love to hear who you're being today. And I didn't get through everything I wanted to do, so I think we'll carry on next week, right? Yasmin, we can really have some fun next week with this.
I think that would be amazing. Yes.
Because whether you're being that by yourself, you're being that with your animals, or you're being that as some sort of an animal practitioner, we do have the opportunity to put a little more peace into the ethers. And when we do that, we're part of a bigger global peace. So,
beautiful. All right. Thank you for taking us there during the middle of our day.
Yeah, during the middle of the day, we get to have a little peace.
Yeah, beautiful.
And yeah, so we have energy healing for animals starting up this week on Thursday. And if you have any interest in looking at the school, if you are somebody who's been thinking about this for a long time, I know people sit out there for years. Literally, when people start the classes, they always say, well, I followed you for a long time. But I say the time is now. I'd love to have you get on a phone call with Shannon and see where you want to go. Because even if you can't start right away, she can arrange payment plans or whatever for you to start in April. You could start whenever, and everything's doable. Even if something feels way out there, Shannon has a way of grounding it and bringing it, making it happen for so many people. She's magical. I can't do what she does. That's why we have her. So if it is something you want to do, but you're not ready even right now, start the conversation, start the journey. We'd love to have you. We have so many great things coming up. I'm just kind of naming a few. So there's more. So anyway, get on a call with Shannon, and thank you for joining me today. And I'm sorry that I turned you upside down in the beginning. All right. Bye-bye.